following program is a presentation of the National Ironworkers and Employers Apprenticeship Training and Journeyman Upgrading Fund.
The Ironworker Outstanding Apprenticeship Competition gives every apprentice an opportunity to compete with other apprentices at the local union, district council, and finally at the international level. Each apprentice will be able to demonstrate his or her skills and knowledge of all facets of the ironworking trade. The winners of the district council competition will compete against each outstanding apprentice from other district councils at the Ironworkers and Employers National Apprenticeship and Training Conference of North America. The apprentice will have to demonstrate proficiency in a written test and then a series of hands-on tests consisting of rigging, column climbing, ornamental, instrument reading, rod tying, welding, and burning. The written examination gauges the apprentice's knowledge of the ironworkers' manuals. The apprentice will be given 1 hour to complete the 60-question examination. All questions are multiple choice, and each test is different. Calculators will be permitted for the math portion of the test. Upon completion of the written test, the apprentices will compete in the hands-on demonstration tests. One of the examiners will explain all aspects of the test and where each test will be given. The rigging test consists of tying 8 knots selected at random by the apprentice. All the knots can be found in Rigging Manual number 3, published by the International Association. Tying knots is a very important part of the ironworking trade. During the course of the working day, an ironworker may tie 10 to 15 different knots. Planking and other material will be available to tie certain knots. The knots to be tied at the competition consist of a barrel hitch with equalizing bowline, scaffold hitch with equalizing bowline, clove hitch with half hitch, sheep shank, round turn, and 2 half hitches, 2 half hitches, running bowline, bowline on a bite, bowline, and square knot. All knots will have the appropriate finish for the type of knot tied. The rigging test will also consist of reeving 2 blocks. The following combination of blocks will be used: 2 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3. All top blocks will be suspended for reeving. Blocks to be used will be selected on the day of the contest. A total of 5 points will be allowed for reeving 2 blocks, or 2.5 points for each reeve set of blocks. Reeving of blocks will not be considered complete without the becket hitch. The outstanding apprentice's knowledge of reinforcing will also be tested in the rod tying competition. The wall used for the contest will be 3 foot by 3 foot with verticals on the face of the wall. Each end bar on the walls is to come in 3 inches. Bars will be placed 6 inches on center. Bottom horizontal bar will be 3 feet above whatever the participant is standing on for the contest. There will be no backboard. Each participant will have to tie a snap tie, snap and wrap tie, saddle and wrap tie, and a figure 8 tie. The participant will be judged on the quality and quantity of ties made with a 1-minute time limit for each kind of tie. The total number of possible ties is 180. The total number of ties times 0.08333 will provide a score for the completed event. 15 points is the total maximum score for the event. The participants will demonstrate their welding expertise. Each outstanding apprentice will have an hour and a half to perform welds on 3 1-inch by 8-inch by 3/8 inch A36 plates using 1/8 inch low hydrogen welding rod. Positions will be 1F, 2F, 3F, and 4F. The size of the weld will be 3/8 inches, and the length will be 6 inches. Judges will be looking for good fusion and penetration of metal, minimum distortion, uniform bead appearance, and wash-in and full and complete welds at end. All welding machines will be set at 0. A total of 20 points will be allowed for this competition. Working with a 1/2 inch by 6 inch by 6 inch A36 plate, the participant will burn a 2-inch square hole, a 2-inch round hole, a 6-inch long 45-degree bevel, and finally a 90-degree cut line. A layout drawing will be provided. The judges will check on accuracy of burn, appearance, and closest to required task. A total of 15 points will be allowed, 3.75 points per completed task. Time limit to take the test is 1 hour. Tools available for the welding and burning contest will be burning goggles, soapstone, combination square, tip cleaners, welding hood, welding gloves, chipping hammer, and wire brush. The contestant may use his or her own tools. The ornamental competition consists of 2 parts. The first part is setting up and properly leveling a contractor's level, and then transferring elevations from a given benchmark to another location determined by the judges. 6 points will be allowed, 3 points for setting up and leveling, and 3 points for transferring elevations. The second part of the ornamental test consists of matching 2 aluminum extrusions used in curtain wall and window wall installations. 1 12-inch aluminum extrusion and a drawing will be provided by the examiner. The contestant will be required to select the matching extrusion as identified by the drawing from 5 extrusions laying on a table. A total of 6 points will be allowed. The time limit will be 2 minutes. In perhaps the most physically demanding of all the hands-on demonstrations, the contestant will have to climb a 35-foot long, 12-inch wide flange or standard column, which is no more than 50 pounds per foot. Before the competition begins, the examiner explains the rules that will apply to the climb.
There'll be 3 judges. They'll each have stopwatches. They're going to throw out the high time and the low time, use the center time. The time starts when you get set, when your foot leaves the ground at your time. When your foot leaves the ground, they'll start.
Each participant will be timed. The first place winner will receive 10 points, second place winner 8 points, and the third place winner 5 points. Those contestants completing the climb will receive 1 point. Clothes and equipment will be the same as required for everyday wear on a job. Pad and wire brush will be at the base of the column for each participant to clean their boots at the beginning of the climb. Upon the final tabulation of scores by the judges, an award ceremony is held where the outstanding apprentice of North America is given his or her trophy and various prizes. General President Jake West, General Secretary Leroy E. Worley, General Treasurer James E. Cole, General Vice President Raymond Robertson, and other union officials, as well as management representatives, will congratulate the winner and all of the outstanding apprentices.
We have 2 trophies here. This will be what we call the traveling trophy. Eric will get his name put on that, and his local will keep it until we have our next contest, which I understand will be in '96. Then we'll move it around, and the winner at that point will get his name put on the front. The smaller trophy, Eric gets to keep that. That's his to take home.
All I say is thank you very much. If it wasn't for you, I definitely wouldn't be here. I'll represent you well. Thank you very much.
This has been a presentation of the National Ironworkers and Employers Apprenticeship Training and Journeyman Upgrading Fund.